think I'm streaming. Oh, that camera's a little bit off, but I guess it's okay. You guys can see trim up there. So you'll see a little bit less of my stomach than usual. Hold on, let me also move my chairs. How's this? Is this center? This is not. Let me slide over. Oh man. I'm all over the place today. Okay, and then let me check the audio because that has saved our butts a couple of times before. So, hello. Hello. Okay, I can hear my own audio. That's good. That means you guys can hear my audio. So that's good. Hello, welcome in. How's it going? Chan the Magic Man, thanks for getting everything set up, Chan. Appreciate it. Barney of the Rubble, welcome. Yay, guitar time. Oh man, maybe one day I could potentially do some sort of guitar on stream. Let's see here. Chan the Magic Man, thank you so much for the resub. Greatly appreciate it. You have time to practice, says Barney of the Rubble. Yeah, I guess I do have time to practice. Ice Flame X, welcome in. How's it? Okay. I don't even have cards ready. Hold on. Okay, alright. Here we go. I have forgotten to get ready. Alright. Okay, let's default to our usual. Alright, let's go ahead and have a card selected. Doesn't matter that I know what it is, mostly because they're mostly signed anyway. In this case, it happens to be signed. And here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and lose the Ace of Clubs here into the middle of the deck, like so. And go ahead and push that in. And if I snap, we're just going to go ahead and make that Ace of Clubs come back up to the top of the deck. There we go. Now, I'm going to go ahead and grab it, take it, put it in the middle of the deck. And importantly, if I snap, that will bring it back up to the top of the deck. Now, if I go ahead and I take it and put it in the middle of the deck, if I don't snap, if we take a look at the top card, it's actually some other card. But look, if I snap, that will actually bring it back up to the top of the deck. I know, is that weird? That's super weird, right? Now, here's the interesting thing. Some people think the magicians will switch out a card, but if I leave this sticking out, you'll know it's the same card because it's the Ace of Clubs that's signed by Alchemy Mutation, our friend. I'm going to go ahead and put that into the middle of this deck. I'm going to put this packet into the middle of this packet. Importantly, it's not hiding on the top. It's not hiding on the bottom. Ice Flame X, thank you so much for the 1,000 bits. Greatly appreciated. I'm going to go ahead and snap. That will bring the Ace of Clubs back up to the top. There we have it. Now, let's go ahead and find the two black aces. Now, these two black aces can manipulate reality. Now, here's the interesting thing. Let's go ahead and place a card in between the two black aces. Now, we don't know what it is. We're not going to look at it. But let's go ahead and select a card to place in there. And let's go ahead and place the two of clubs. And what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and lose these two aces into the middle of the deck. Like so. And now, importantly, we don't have those near the top or the bottom over here. So if we take a look, okay. But now here's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and cut this into the middle of the deck. Okay. And so here we go. What if I told you that those two black aces could travel through time, not just into the future, but then back into the past to grab that signed card, the two of clubs? If I snap and I spread, I'll show you that we have one card in between the two black aces, but we didn't take a look at what it was, right? But it could not have been the one that we took out later, the two of clubs. Well, if I show you now, it is indeed our two of clubs. Alright, let's see here. Let's grab all of the aces. Okay, so we have all of the aces here. I want to do something interesting with these aces. We're going to go ahead and turn them all face up, but only one card at a time. Now, if I was to do it like this, that would be cheating. I'm not allowed to do that because that was... that one is crazy, says Ice Flame X. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Ice Flame X. I'm going to go ahead and place that. Now, here's the thing. If I give this a magical twist, that will turn up one of the aces, the ace of hearts. Now, if I hold the packet, give another magical twist, ace of hearts turns face down, ace of clubs turns face up. I know, super weird. If I go ahead and I hold the packet, give another magical twist, that will go ahead and turn up the ace of diamonds. Last one is the ace of spades. Now, we've used the ace of spades not just for the last trick, but it's also tired. So even if I give it one magical twist, all the cards are still face down. Even if I get two magical twists, it's still tired. So, however, if I just go ahead and I give it a snap, that will be enough to turn the ace of spades face up. And then, let's see, what's a quick visual one? Here, that's our 2 of clubs. Nope. 9 of diamonds. Oh my god. Oh, hype chain level 2. Oh, guys, I have to keep on doing tricks fast because it is level 2 hype chain. Thank you so much for all the support so far. Let me just quickly see. Thank you kindly for the resub, Chan the Magic Man. Thank you for the resub, Ice Flame X. Thank you for the 1,000 bits, Ice Flame X. Thank you so much. And Ice Flame X, we're going to double check this deck. If you haven't signed one card from this deck, we will double check and make sure that you have signed a card. I know that Chan has signed the Queen of Clubs. So, Charlie's Beats, welcome in. How's it going? All right, so I have to do card tricks fast because we are still in a hype train. Right? Okay, so let me just double... Yeah, we're still in the hype train. Okay, cool. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I have all 4 aces, and we are going to go ahead and have them sit over here. There are helpers. I'm going to go ahead and have a card selected. Oh, Ice Flame X, look at that. It is the King of Spades. So you have signed a card in this deck. So thank you so much for the support. Is it a new deck? No, not yet, I guess, apparently. So, but all right. Let's go ahead and grab Ice Flame X, and we're going to place the King of Spades right there. And we're now going to be using the aces to help us out. And we're going to go ahead and turn all of the aces face down. So there we go. That's 1. That's 2. That's 3. And here's 4. And now what we will do is 1, 2, and 3. I don't know if you could tell, but now all of those 4 cards have turned into 1 card, and this 1 card has turned into 4 cards. And if we take a look, it is indeed, these 4 cards are the 4 aces, and that 1 card is now Ice Flame X's King of Spades. And that is the hype train. Thanks, everybody. Holy crap. Oh, man. Okay. First of all, thank you so much, everybody. That was A, unexpected, and B, I was not ready. I hadn't even put on cheating gloves yet, so I was actually concerned when I was doing some of the sleights. It's like, do I have enough traction? I don't know. I think it turned out okay, but anyway, thank you so much for the resubs, Chan the Magic Man, and Iced Flame X. So if you guys have not seen our signed cards from the deck, so here we have Ice Flame X and Chan the Magic Man. How many are not signed in this deck? I think a little bit, about a third. So here, let's feature you guys, and then let me see here. So this one's not signed. So currently we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so 17 out of this current deck. So that's a little bit more than a quarter, but a little bit less than a third, I think. So. Oh, we got a hype chest. Let me share what I got. Choo choo. All right, there we go. But anyway, not sure if people were aware. I added a ton of animated emotes because I did not have them before, and so now we have animated emotes. So we have things such as the suit reveals, the Ace of Spades, Ace of Hearts, Ace of Clubs, Ace of Diamonds, and then we also have the A, K, Q, and J reveals. We've got fish, we've got um, the color change, so definitely feel free to use those if you would like. Okay, all right. Man, where were we? I don't even know. So thank you guys so much. While we are here, let's go ahead and get shout-outs for everybody. Guys, if you're not following our friend and mod, Chan the Magic Man, please give Chan the Magic Man a follow. Chan the Magic Man, sorry I could not tune into your stream, but happy belated birthday, Chan, and hopefully you had a wonderful day. So, um, but Chan the Magic Man, one of the other few magicians that has regular magic schedule, so please check Chen out and give him a follow if you're not already. And then let's see. Guys are not following our friend Iced Flame X. Please give Iced Flame X a follow. Not sure if Iced Flame X is back to streaming or has been streaming or not, but you know, you'll never know if Iced Flame X starts streaming again. Have you started streaming again, Ice Flame? I'm not yet? Okay, alright. Well, one day you could, so there you go. But once again, thank you guys. Thank you, Chan the Magic Man and Ice Flame for the resubs, and thank you, Ice Flame, for the bits. Thank you. Greatly appreciate it. Charlie's Beats. Guys, you're not following our friend Charlie's Beats. Please give Charlie's Beats a follow. Charlie's Beats may one day stream again. Otherwise, is a music Twitch famous chatter because I see Charlie in like every music stream I would hang out in. So, let's see. I think we got everybody. All right, so I see we have a couple of requests, but before we get to the requests, I do have to put on cheating gloves because otherwise I'm not going to feel very comfortable. And if I mess up, I'm just going to blame it on that the entire time. So I will be eventually streaming again. It's just been busy. Yeah, I totally understand, Ice Flame. No pressure, you know. It's honestly, I just want to know out of like correctness of shout out versus like, you know, if I totally understand like not streaming when you can't or whatnot. So. All right, so putting on cheating gloves right now. I guess already warmed up technically. I did not expect the hype train, so thank you for the hype train, everybody. So I was a little bit drowsy like about an hour ago, and I'm like, I'm not gonna take a nap today. And then starting the stream, I'm like, I'm just gonna let's just go. And then the hype train, it's like, I'm awake. So, all right, okay. Let's see. Chan has requested French twist, so let's get that all ready. So, fun thing, it requires all 4 aces, and we've already got those. So, let's go ahead and we have Ace of Hearts, Ace of Clubs, Ace of Diamonds, and Ace of Spades. Now, the thing with these aces is I'm going to be holding them in a grip like this, and then I'm going to give them a shake. And when I give them a shake, that will turn up one of the aces. So it's probably easier for me to just demonstrate. So I'm going to hold the packet, give it a shake. That shake will turn up one of the aces. In this case, it will be our friend, the ace of hearts. Now, they're all face down. No, they're not. All right. Okay, so we are going to be doing this one over. All right. Mulligan. There we, oh, Chan's already got it. Thanks. Chan, you're like lightning fast today. I am slow. I am slow. Okay, let's go ahead and try that again. You saw nothing! Thanks, Chan. All right, here we go. We have the ace of diamonds, clubs, and hearts, and spades. Now, what I'm going to do, and this is part of the patter, is if I go ahead and here's what we're going to do. I just realized it's a little bit weird to do it a second time during a mulligan, but um, if I show you that we're going to go ahead and I'm going to hold the packet and shake it, that will turn up one of the cards, one of the aces face up. All right, okay. Here we go. Holding the packet. Give it a shake. And that will turn up, in this case, one of the aces, the ace of diamonds. All right. All of the cards are face down. But if I hold the packet and give it a shake, that will turn up one of the aces, the ace of clubs. If we take a look, all of the aces are face down. But if I hold the packet, give it a shake, that will turn up one of the aces, the ace of hearts. Once again, they're all face down. But if I hold the packet, give it a shake, that will turn up the ace of spades. Now, that's how you take 4 aces. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the packet. Give it a shake. As you give it a shake, that will somehow do something magical to the packet. But actually, there's something else that we can do with this. If I go ahead and I spread the deck, I just want to show you that that's the state that everything's in. If we go ahead and we cut all 4 aces into the middle of the deck, and I hold the deck and I give it a vigorous shake, like I have been, that will turn up all 4 aces. And that, my friends, is French Twist. Thank you for that request. Chan the Magic Man. Thanks for clearing that, Chan. Alright. Well, sorry I messed that trick up initially, but I think I was happy with that performance. I actually don't even know why I messed that up. I felt like it was like a weird slip of the fingers, but I don't want to make excuses or anything. However, I don't know if you guys noticed, I do have a band-aid on my pinky. Not that I think it should have affected any sort of slights or anything, but as I said, I don't want to make excuses, but it's letting you know. I got the band-aid yesterday. What happened? I scraped myself on a very sharp part of my pool ladder while cleaning the pool yesterday. So, and I don't want to describe what happened, but like part of like the skin ripped off, but like it didn't fully rip off, and I'm like, ooh, do I try and salvage it? Like, do I like clamp it on and like compress it and like bandage it, or like do I rip it off? And I'm just like, I don't know, it might feel like it hurts. So anyway, I took the approach of I'm going to see if I can try and keep the skin. So anyway, it looks kind of ugly underneath the bandage, so I'm like, at least for stream and like videos, I decided to keep the band-aid on. So which was hilarious because yesterday I was like, oh, I filmed a video for YouTube, but not Magic. It's like I'm doing like a board game thing, and I'm like, oh no, I don't want to show off like this injury, so let me find a band-aid. It's about a board game related to Bluey, if anybody's familiar with that series. But I was like asking around my house, it's like, do we have Bluey band-aids? Because I was like, and unfortunately we did not, but that's okay. So I just used a regular band-aid, but I'm okay. I'm okay. That's like the worst kind of cut. Yeah, it's like if it was like even just like a little bit less deep, like it was kind of like a little bit thicker than I had wanted it. But if it was like a little bit less deep, I would have just been like, oh, that's just the surface level skin. I'm just gonna rip it off. But in this case, I was like, I don't know. And then and the first thing I tried to do was I wrapped like a wipe, like a wet wipe around it and because I was jumping back in the pool, um, and with a rubber band, and then I kept the rubber band on for too long, so my pinky turned um, like pale and like almost purple, and I'm like, oh crap, that's probably bad for my pinky. I was like, ripping it off, and I'm just sorry. By the way, sorry if this grosses anybody out. My apologies. So I'm sorry. uh, okay. All right, let me look for some cards for the next request. We have a request from Chan the Magic Man for Ace on top. Actually, should we just tweak it a little bit? It can be Chan the Magic Man on top. Yeah, we can change this to be Chan the Magic Man on top, right? uh, Chan says, at least the bandage is the same color as your skin. I didn't even notice. Yes, I mean those bandages happen to be all like flesh colored, so I'm like, glorious. But it is, yeah. It's like, look, if I'm not gonna have the cool bluey bandage, at least have it blend in. So, but you're trying that trick tomorrow? Which one? The French twist um, or aces on top? Ace on top. Oh, okay. All right. Well, good luck with it. It's like a long routine. It's not like difficult. I know that you have all the skills to probably do it all. But yeah, it's a long routine. It's like just a lot of stuff to remember, like how to transition from like one part to the next part. All right, guys. So let's call this. Let's do this one. We're gonna call this one Chan the Magic Man on top because he's gonna succeed at Ace on top tomorrow. That's the hope, right? Okay. So I've got 5 cards here. We have Chan the Magic Man. He's gonna represent the Ace, but it's the Queen of Clubs. Then we have the 2, the 3, the 4, and then the 5. Now, the important thing about this is that you just have to remember that the name of the game is that Chan is on top. That's the name of the game, right? Now, here's the interesting thing: is here's the magical move. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this face down on top of the deck. See if you can see the magical move. Ready? There we go. There's the magical move. I don't know if you can tell, but the magic is already done. So, anytime the magic is done with this trick and the packet of cards, that packet will basically rearrange itself so that, in this case, Chan the Magic Man will come out on top. See, look, there's the Queen of Clubs. Chan the Magic Man is on top. And then what follows Chan the Magic Man in this case? E-Room follows Chan the Magic Man in this case. Welcome in E-Room. How's it going? Thanks for the bang. Guys, if you're not following our friend E-Room, Pope of Indiana, is a variety streamer, streams all sorts of things in real life, community games like Words on Stream, opening things like Kinder Eggs to collect all of the prizes. So, even showing off Lego chess set pieces, which when I saw, I was like, oh, that's really cool. Anyway, so Chan the Magic Man is on top, but then is followed by the 2 of clubs. and then is followed by the 3 of clubs, and then the 4 and the 5. So important question, where is Chan the Magic Man? I'll accept a couple of answers for this one. One in context to the card trick. One in context of wherever Chan actually is physically right now. But Chan says the top, which is the correct answer because Chan is doing this trick tomorrow. So if we take a look at the card that is right here, is this now not on top? Because if we take a look, it is actually Chan the Magic Man here on top. And it's followed by the 2, and then the 3, and then the 4, and then the 5. Now, what card is this? If you said Chan the Magic Man, you would be right because I didn't do any magic. I literally just flipped over the packet. That's actually, there's there's no magic there. However, I'm going to go ahead and place Chan the Magic Man here into this packet. All right. Chan's not on the top, not on the bottom, but if we go ahead and snap, that will bring Chan the Magic Man back up to the top. I know, this is super strange. Look, I'm going to go ahead and take Chan the Magic Man once again, place it into the middle, actually place clearly into the middle of the packet, right? And all we have to do is snap, and Chan the Magic Man will come back up to the top. Now, what if we were to take Chan the Magic Man out of the equation? What card would follow Chan the Magic Man? Well, I think a lot of people would say the 2, right? Because the rest of these cards will self-order themselves. So here's the 2. What if I take the 2 and I place it furthest away from where it's supposed to be? Instead of the top, the bottom, right? But all we have to do is give it a snap. And maybe you just saw me, give Chan the Magic Man a little bit nod, because that magic is what is needed to bring that 2 back up to the top. Feisty 1967. Welcome in. How's it going? Welcome in, Feisty. Chan the Magic Man says, I'm following this trick as you're doing it. Great. I'm going a little bit slow and following chat, so hopefully you can keep up pretty easily, Chan. Just to learn? Excellent. All right, cool. So, what if I could do this trick face up? Feisty says, I'm good. Been a minute. Hope you're well. I'm doing pretty well for the most part. Can't complain. So, all right, let me go ahead and just mix these cards up. And look, if I have these cards in this order here, so, and actually, here we go. So let's pretend the cards are in this order. If I was to do this trick face up, if Chan the Magic Man was to do this trick face up, to get everything in order, how would it have to look? Well, first, Chan would have to jump all the way up to the top over here. The 3 has to slide into the middle. The 2's got to tick all the way up to the second position. The 5's got to jump all the way down to the bottom. And the 4's got to tick over one position. And so the question is, how on earth would Chan the Magic Man do this trick while the cards are face up? And I would say that is a very difficult thing to answer without Chan actually doing the trick. But let me just show you how Chan the Magic Man comes out on top. And this part's not magical because we just have to have Chan be on the stage to do the magic. So we're going to put him on the front stage, front and center. But just like that, Chan the Magic Man has done the trick, because if we take a look, Chan is on the top, right? So he's come out on top. Haha. That's the funny part of the trick. But let me just go ahead and show you that. Well, what follows Chan the Magic Man? Well, it'll be the 2. What follows the 2? The 3. What follows the 3? The 4. What follows the 4? The 5. And that, my friends, is ace on top. Thanks for clearing that. Chan the Magic Man, and oh yes, I see Feisty has 5 ads, which would probably mean I have ads. Oh yeah, I still haven't figured out how to view when my ads are going. So actually, hold on. I think I can see that from my stream manager, right? So I should be able to see an ad break is in progress right now. Is that it? How do I see? Hold on. Hold on, guys. Sorry, ever since I lost my employment. Okay, pre-roll off. Are other people seeing ads too, or is that just because Feisty just joined? I don't know. I am unsure. Nope. Oh, okay. Oh wait, but Chan, you're subbed, so okay. We will hold here for a minute. All right. In the interim, let's go ahead and do our. I'm back. All right. Welcome back, Feisty. As soon as I saw you were in ads, we kind of paused. I mean, I finished up that trick, but I paused. Um, so thank you, thank you, Feisty. Welcome in. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. Oh, guys, if you're not following our friend Feisty 1967, please give Feisty a follow. Feisty plays retro games. All right. Let's see. Yeah, for the most part, I'm doing pretty well. I can't complain. Life's pretty good, except there's one like big thing that I have mentioned in the last couple of streams. I'm no longer employed, so I've kind of ramped up my streaming and YouTube stuff to maybe just try and make some extra money there, applying to jobs and applying to get unemployment insurance, so that kind of stuff. Changing over medical and like figuring out what to do. Like Chan the Magic Man, thank you so much for the gift sub to Feisty. Thank you so much, greatly appreciate it. Um, but yeah, that's just kind of the stuff that is, my life. But otherwise, doing okay. Funny story. The company that I worked for after I became no longer employed, a week later, they announced that they were getting acquired by another company. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know if things were coming or things were afoot, but I just think of myself as like, maybe this is the universe's way of telling me everything's gonna be okay. And I'm like, okay. So, all right. Where was I? What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, so we have this. All right, here we go. 1, 2. Duh. Could be better. All right, let's try again. Like if I keep on practicing this, I can only get better, right? Even though I mess it up like all the time. Oof, says Chan. It's okay. It's okay, Chan. I've messed this one up 50 bajillion times. All right, that one looked a lot better. Okay. Glorious. I was actually thinking how long those cards will last because I flicked them pretty hard. So if I start like denting them or whatever. Okay, next up we have a request from Iceflame X, which is called Picasso Aces. I will oftentimes like to end stream on this because I love this effect. It's a wonderful effect to perform. It's one of my favorite tricks to actually do, but we are going to do it early today. So thank you for that request, Iceflame X. How'd you do that? Lol, says Feisty. Oh, um, I've taught that on stream before, right? Or at least I remember teaching it. No, I didn't teach that one at TwitchCon. That one's kind of too hard to teach at TwitchCon. Anyway, Feisty, long story short, to answer that question, there's a concept in card magic called a color change. And it's basically a visual change where you make one card change to another card. Um, So it's as if I was doing a trick, and like, actually, let me see if I can get a good grip on this. Otherwise, it's not going to look that good. Okay, so it's as if I was going to magic. Yes, that's right. It's as though I was going to change this. Was it the 8 of spades, right? To be the 8 of hearts. But instead, I just used some cards that I drew on to make the change. So, but yes, how do I do that? Practice, blood, sweat, and tears, and sleight of hand is the rough and tumble answer. Lol, says Feisty. But yeah, actually, well, so that those are actually emotes from our friend. Um, so if we take a look here, is so that's actually mind blown as always. Yeah, so Gibson eyes and sus eyes. So I had drawn those. Oh, thanks for shouting out, Chan. So yeah, GipsonLens, he has 2 emotes, and I think Charlie's Beats was the one who instigated, hey, can you do this? And then I somehow came up with the idea. I was like, oh, let's do this, and then I did that, and I even drew these on stream, like. So I don't consider myself an artist, but I'm like, I think I captured the essence of basically those emotes. So. All right. Here we go. Charlie's Beats with the emote right there. Thanks, Charlie. All right. Next up, we have Picasso aces. First thing first, I want to show you that we have a blue back deck. These aces are not from this deck because if I just show you, these are red backed. So we have the ace of hearts, the ace of clubs, the ace of diamonds, and of course the ace of spades. Now, with these 4 aces, I want to do something super interesting. Let me just go ahead and lay them out for a second. We're going to place them out like this, okay? And the ace of spades will be up here. By the end of the trick, I would like to collect all of the aces all into the same place by the end of the trick. But I can't just place them there. That would be too easy because that also wouldn't be magical. So I'm going to go ahead and just use the cover of a few other cards here. And hopefully we can do some magic is the plan. All right, so first things first, we can see that we still have an ace here, but if I just go ahead and I grab it, not literally but figuratively, and just swap it for one of those blue cards, I don't know if you can tell, but these are now all blue back cards. And then if we take a look, none of them are aces. And now before we knew that one of them was a red back card, but now if we take a look, there's actually 2 red backed cards. Okay, let's go ahead and do that again. We have this, and you'll be able to see it here because I haven't done any sort of magical switches yet. But now if I go ahead and I just grab it, not physically but ethereally, I'll swap it for one of those blue cards from that pile. It's now gone because take a look. And before there were 2 and 2, but now if we take a look, there's a blue, a red, and a red. And then finally, some people think that there's some shenanigans afoot into that. I would say, yep, you're right, because you're watching a sleight of hand card magic stream. But look, if I show you, look, you can see that the ace is still here. And if I place it amongst these cards, you'll see that the ace is still here from the back. And of course, if I show you the faces, you'll be able to see that the ace is still there from the front. But I just have to do my handy dandy switch. I just switch them, not physically, but metaphysically. Because Now, if I show you from the backs, there's actually 4 blue-backed cards. And then if I show you the faces, none of them are aces. And now, if I show you this pile, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 red-backed cards, and they are the ace of diamonds, ace of spades, ace of clubs, and ace of hearts. And that, my friends, I will call a successful performance of Picasso aces. Thank you kindly for that request, Iced Flame X. And thank you kindly for the claps, Chan the Magic Man. Thanks for clearing that. Thank you kindly for the claps, E-Room. So normally I'm used to doing that trick at the end, so I have like all of the rest of stream to set that back up. But let me set it back up now, just so that I don't forget and mess it up later. Full disclosure, magic. So the one thing that a lot of people might describe a magician as is magical, right? But after you learn to be a magician, I now associate all magicians with the number one word that describes all magicians is prepared. So, thank you kindly for the claps, Feisty E-Room. And yes, the trick list is pinned and right there. If anybody would like to request anything else, feel free. You're welcome to. And thanks for the lurk, Chan. Greatly appreciate it. Let's see here. There's one trick I've been practicing every stream, basically. So let me go ahead and do that now. And actually, I'll do both versions. Oh, I've rate limited myself. I typed too fast. Okay, there we go. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Let me grab my coins. All right, so here we've got 4 coins, and oh, I put these back in the box. Hold on. 4 cards. And what we will do is cover each coin with a card. So here we go. And what we like to do with this is we're going to be teleporting coins from corner to corner. And don't blink, it happens pretty quick. We're going to make this one jump from here to here. I don't know if you could tell, but that happened pretty quick. We'll make this one jump from here to there. And then this last one. There we go. So that is the basic coin matrix. But now I've basically always been following it up because, you know, we've already got the coins out at this point. We're basically going to use these and we're going to do the same trick, but instead of using cards, we will use hands. So here we go. And then we have 1, 2, 3 over here and 1 over there, and we will just go ahead and do that. Now, I've also been practicing a new, well, it's not really new at this point. I've done it on stream like maybe half a dozen times, but a new finale for that, for this one. So, 1, 2, 3. Ugh. There we go. That is our new finale for the cardless coin matrix. And yeah, I've been practicing those every single stream, so hopefully that looked good. Okay. Whew. Let's see. Did a bunch of tricks. Let me clear the queue. Oh, requests are off. Oh, hold on. Let me turn the queue on. Sorry if anybody tried to request and the queue was off. My apologies. Okay. Queue's open if anybody wants to request anything. Let's see. So this past week, I spent some time with the family going to a local, like they're doing evening concerts, like in my town. I think it's the center of town. I don't know if it's the geographic center, but there's like a pavilion. It's near the canal, and we. So this past week, it was a 60s. So they advertised it as like 60s music, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, I don't know if I'd be that interested in that. And we go, and apparently it is literally all like old school jazz music, and I'm like, oh, like I was under the impression we were going to hear 60s music, not 60s and older music, and it was basically all jazz. And I'm like, oh, this is great. Like I would have like been encouraged to go to that like before, so instead of waiting till the last minute. But it was nice family time. Anyway, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I did some magic tricks to some people who were sitting right behind us. I did some magic tricks to some of my wife's friends that we saw there, or maybe they're not friends. Perhaps they're like patrons. I guess is probably the most accurate. I did some for some people who were sitting there for who were organizing the event. So let's see. Feisty says, I requested shipping for me chocolate through a magic trick. Hasn't happened yet. Haha. Ah, I see. All right. You know what? I've got a great trick. Oh, and then we have Iceflame X requesting the ambitious card routine, which um, I did do during the hype train. So, but you know what? I think I have. Let me. I have an idea for. I'm gonna put something. You know what? It's. I have a brand new trick that I'm trying out, and it's not quite chocolate for Feisty, but I think it will hopefully um, fit the bill. Let me just double check and make sure that uh, I am set up for it. Okay, all right. I think we are good to go. So this trick, I am thinking I'm going to call it Dad, because it's basically the theme is as though a bunch of kids or a kid or two kids are asking their dad for a bunch of stuff. So here we have letter cards. So the letters say D, D, A, D. Dad, Dad, we're hungry. And so Dad's like, all right, fine. Here, you can go ahead and you're going to have this sandwich, okay? So there's a sandwich. And so now they're like, Dad, Dad, can we have 50? Oh, so Dad's like, Dad, $50? Okay, $50. Um, Dad, Dad, GipsonLens, welcome in. Great timing, because you know what? Now the kids are going to ask Dad, Dad, can we have a piano? Okay, here's a piano. But I don't know if you know, but they realize that this is not a real piano. This is like the like a toy piano. They actually want a real piano, and so they're like, okay, okay, that's fine, that's fine. Hey, Dad, can we have a real piano? Okay, here, you can have this real piano. That's fine. Here's a piano. There's a piano. And you know what, Dad? That sandwich that you got, that's not really a good sandwich actually. So I don't know if you here. Let's instead of this sandwich, can we get something else? Can we get like a real sandwich? Okay. Dad, can we get a real sandwich? Okay, here we can have a real sandwich. There you go. There's a real sandwich. Hey Dad, and it happens to be me. So like Dad, you know how you do those magic tricks? Can you show those magic tricks to our friends' dads? And it's like, Dad, okay. You know what? Here, let me go ahead and do that. So I go ahead and show the magic tricks to my friends' dads, my kids' friends' dads. And you know what? They just say, there's just one thing to say. They just say, damn. And that, my friends, is a brand new trick idea. And I literally just came up with that like a few days ago. But I've only done it like that was like maybe the fifth time I did it in this in this form. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed. I enjoyed coming up with this, but there you go. So, but anyway, GipsonLens, Bert, welcome in. How's it going? Hopefully you're doing well. Um, Feisty, I know that that wasn't chocolate through magic, but there was a sandwich, $50, and a piano. I know you can't eat a piano, but conceivably you could consume a $50 bill. Conceivably. There we All right. Thank you kindly for the claps. Feisty, E-Room. Thank you kindly for the claps. Nice one, says E-Room. Thanks, E-Room. $50 can get me a lot of chocolate. Oh, if you can buy bulk chocolate or like cheap chocolate or chocolate that is mass manufactured, you can get a lot of chocolate. If you buy nice chocolate, you might get just a tiny bit. So if you're looking for quantity over quality, yeah, $50. That's the way. But if you want some nice chocolates or just chocolates that are internationally made and now, sorry to bring this up, tariffed, then maybe not so good. But whew, okay. So anyway, I think that trick went fine. So I was thinking about recording that one for my YouTube tomorrow, as that. So, but if anybody was curious about what you need to do that trick, there are bicycle decks that are special decks, um, called the numbers and letters decks. If you have these two, you can do that trick. Actually, most of that trick is just the letters one. So if you want to do most of it, you can get this. You'll have to omit the $50 bit, but I really like the $50 bit, so I was like, I'm mixing these two. But yeah, so these decks have like fun, different things, and you can be creative with them. And I'm like, that's kind of like what I like about it. So there we are. Feisty says, I'm not picky. Let's see. Buy it the day after a holiday. Get twice as much. Lol. Yo, Iram, you're not wrong. So the day after Halloween, the day after Valentine's, the day after Christmas, like those are, I think, the biggest days to hit that I've seen to just get a ton of chocolate. The thing is, it's going to be seasonal for a day that has already passed. But you know what? They don't care. They just want to get rid of it because they need to fill up their store shelves with other stuff that they're going to be selling. And so they're like, please get this out. Valentine's Day. Did I not say Valentine's? I did not say Valentine's Day. Yes, Valentine's Day. That's definitely. Yep. For sure. Yeah, you did? Okay, I did. All right, I did say Valentine's Day. I don't remember anymore. I'm getting old. My memory is shot. So, all right. Next up, we have the ambitious card routine, um, for Ice Flame X. And actually, because the last one we did was slightly impersonal, and I know that we couldn't use Ice Flame X sign card for the last trick that he requested, let's go ahead and do this one for Ice Flame X. I was just typing that as you said that. Ah, awesome. Okay, great. So here we have Iced Flame X's card. It is signed. It is so anytime you see this King of Spades, you will know it is exactly this King of Spades. And you know what? We'll go ahead and do this one a little bit differently than how I did it in the hype train. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and take Ice Flame X and place him into the middle of the deck, like so. Okay. But with a snap, we can bring Ice Flame X back up to the top. And there he is. But if we let Ice Flame X get buried under a mountain of work and busyness, it'll be tough to sometimes see Ice Flame X again. However, all we have to do is call Ice Flame X back up to the top. And there we see Ice Flame X. Now sometimes Ice Flame X gets really busy and you might not see Ice Flame X for a while. So like here in this case, that's not Ice Flame X. But look, all we have to do is just wait and Ice Flame X will jump back up to the top. Now we've got Ice Flame X here. We're going to leave Ice Flame X sticking out. You'll know that is the same card and that we haven't swapped anything because magicians do like to swap. That is the same Ice Flame X signed card. We're going to place Ice Flame X here in the middle of this pile. Take this whole pile, place it in the middle of this packet right here, like this. Importantly, Ice Flame X is not on the top, not on the bottom, but look there, E-Room's on the bottom. Hi E-Room, how's it going? But all you have to do is snap, and then all of a sudden, Ice Flame X will jump back up to the top. Now, here's the part that's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to go ahead and put a bend into Ice Flame X. So you'll see that Ice Flame X is getting a bend in there. And you'll be able to tell Ice Flame X from all of the other cards because there's a bend in Ice Flame X. So look, you can see that the bend is there, right? But here's what we're going to do. All I have to do is hold the deck, and if I give my fingers a snap. Ready? 1, 2. I don't know if you could see the very moment that Ice Flame X jumps from the middle all the way back up to the top. Because if I show you this card that now has a bend is indeed our Iced Flame X King of Spades. And that, my friends, is the ambitious card routine starring Ice Flame X. Thank you for that request, Ice Flame X. Feisty says, headed to bed. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you kindly, Feisty. Thanks for stopping by. Greatly appreciate it. Have a good night. Take care of yourself, Feisty. Good to see you. We'll see you around. Thank you kindly for the claps. E-Room. I just realized I haven't... Guys, we've been sitting around for a while and you have not hydrated. Please feel free to hydrate. Tonight I am having chill mint tea. It's an herbal tea. Alright, the one thing about bending the card is that there's no way around it. You do have to spend the time to bend the card back. So that's the reality of card magic when you bend the cards. I see that Charlie's Beats has requested a trick. Charlie, would you like this trick to be themed as the Borg assimilating personnel? That's how I've themed it before for Star Trek fans. Sure? Okay, alright, we can do that. Alright. Let me go ahead and do this, and then let's go ahead and find By the way, I'm sorry if anybody's hearing random alerts and they are not yours because they are probably mine. Let me. Hold on, wait. Mute. Mute. Okay, there we go. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so the messages that we might be hearing beeps from are from my magician friends. Okay, all right, cool. All right, let's see. Yeah, still hearing notifications. Thanks, Bert. Greatly appreciate it. Yes, I'm sorry if I misled you that there were. By the way, magic trick. That's what it was. Magic trick. But okay, I think those should be muted now. I think so. Alert! Unknown notification detected. Beth kinda sorta says, "Thank you. I was looking around because it sounded like it's in my room." Oh yeah, no, I'm sorry. Or magic trick. That's magic trick. That's right. Um, okay. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Welcome in, Beth. How's it going? Did someone bug me? I wondered. Yeah. So I was chatting in a group of friends of mine. So I have these board game friends, and they've been like good friends for many years now, and we kind of talk about a lot of other things besides board games. But we were actually talking about alternative social networks, and there was one that one of my friends brought up. Um, it was like tried true, which is it's not truth, not the Trump one. There's this other one where they're trying to be like the anti-Facebook, and some the friends and I were talking about it, and I was like, I don't think I want another social network. But I was like, let me just go and see what the heck it was about. And then as soon as I saw it, now I try not to have that many social network things on my phone if I can avoid it because, and I go to the website and it's like, it's available for iOS and Android. And I'm like, oh, is this not available on desktop? Because that's pretty much where I would want to focus my social network and not on my phone because I know that that's distracting and it's just better for me if I don't have it on my phone. And it's like, oh, that made the decision really easy for me. um, and then we talked about another one called was it Be Real, I think, which is one that I'd heard about a little while ago, but it was kind of trying to be like the opposite of what Instagram is. So Instagram tries to like get you to engage and do everything and keep you there forever. But like Be Real is literally like try and just be friends with your friends and it'll send you a one random notification each day and be like, okay, you're gonna have to take a picture of, uh, and it will use like the cameras on both the front and the back of your phone to take a picture of you and what you're looking at, and then but everybody in your friend group gets it at the same time or whatever, so that when you update, you just kind of see what all of your friends are doing like all at once in like a minute, and then you're done, and then you don't have to do anything else until the next day. And I'm like, that's cool in concept, but it's like, how do you monetize that long term? And it's like, I don't know. It's kind of anyway. I'm not saying that social networks you should sign up for new social networks. It's just they're to me social networks are super interesting, like in how they're implemented. And I know that they're bad for most people. And honestly, I've tried to cut them away to some extent. And like I'm on Facebook still, but I use my Facebook for a very strict narrow thing, and I try not to like scroll because that's like the most dangerous part, right? So anyway, I'm sorry we got on a social network tangent because we're talking about where those notifications came from. Anyway, all right, so this is a trick requested by Charlie's Beats. Thanks for the request. So I have a collection of cards here. The collection of cards. Let me see. Beth says, "You mean social networks aren't around out of the kindness of their hearts?" Beth, well, actually, you probably know more than everybody as well. No. Charlie's Beat says, "What's social networking?" Beth says, "It's just about money." I mean, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, guys. Look, social networks are like the Borg. So here, I have this collection of nine of spades. So see, like there's a nine of spades over here, nine of spades over here, nine of spades over here, nine of spades over here. Oh, this is like the one thing that's not a nine of spades. The Queen of Hearts. Um, nine of spades. Nine of spades. Nine of spades. So these nine of spades are either people in the Star Trek universe or individuals who want to share on social media. One or the other. I'll let you be the judge. Um, but I'm just going to go ahead and lay these nine of spades out like this. So these are the people across the various different planets that the Borg might assimilate. I mean, and the Borg, I mean, meta. And then here we have our Queen of Hearts, which can represent the Borg Queen, and by the Borg Queen I mean Mark Zuckerberg. Shocking. And so, what does the Borg Queen want to do? Well, the Borg Queen wants to assimilate everybody into the Borg Collective, and by the Borg Collective I mean Facebook and Instagram. And so, all we have to do is, well, all that Mark Zuckerberg wants to do is, well, if he could just make a connection with one of those people, get that person to use the social network. I mean, become assimilated. Then that's all it takes uh, to get somebody on board. Now, a social network is useless unless that person has a friend. I mean, it's very nice if the Borg Collective assimilates a brand new species, right? That's and so look, all we have to do is make it turn into another friend. And look, if we go ahead and do this, they're just going to add to their collective. And by collective, I mean social network. And they can continue doing this. It is basically a continuous cycle. That species would not be species 8472. Oh yeah. So see this this is the delta quadrant, and species 8472 outside of the delta quadrant, or even the alpha. You know what? Is outside of the Milky Way galaxy. It's outside the galaxy. They're in a different dimension, right? So definitely not species 8472, because I know, right? And here, and then finally, they will find the last remnants of users. By users, I mean species to assimilate. And once they have everything and everybody, they will continue to just gouge those people until everything is consumed by their technological superiority. And by technological superiority, I mean money. And that, my friends, is the wild card trick, half themed as Star Trek assimilation, half themed as cheeky social media takeover. uh, Thank you for that request, Charlie's Beats. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed. that that was probably the weirdest presentation of that I've ever done. It's I'll admit, normally I try and have one theme, but I didn't expect that I would have like one and a half themes. Thank you kindly for the claps. E-Room, Charlie's Beats. I could try and make an analogy. Actually, you know what? Charlie and Beth, thank you for giving me that idea, because that's kind of like a good way to add just random and what's the adjective form of analogy? Analo Analogical? Is that correct? All right. All right. So I'm legitimately making a note for myself. I may have to incorporate some of that in a future, like some YouTube videos or something, because analogous, GipsonLens says. That could be correct. Analogous. Yes, that might be it. Malhaku, welcome in. How's it going? How you doing, Malhaku? Yeah, analogous. Okay, cool. There we go. Thanks, guys. I am stupider when I do magic. That's I can't think because I'm actually just focused on like don't mess up. That's most of the time. Malhaku says I'm doing okay. Awesome, good to hear, Malhaku. Let me see here. All right, I just cleared the queue. Queue is empty. If anybody would like to request anything, if anybody wants to chat about something, if anybody wants me to theme a trick about something, let me know. That's Let's see here. Uh, in the interim, I was thinking about getting some more tea, and then I realized I haven't finished like my tea from my last batch purchase yet, so I should probably finish that up before I get Ice Flame X. You tried to do a random request, and it was performed too recently. Hold on, how many did I do? Hold on, let me just see. I've only done 8 tricks. What's 8 out of? Hold on, 8 out of. There's like seven. How many things are in my list? 80. There's like 80 things in the list. Hold on. What's the math on that? That's literally 10%. Ice Flame X. That's very unlucky. I'm gonna move your request above because you technically would have gotten it first had it not duplicated, but not random enough, I guess. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, 8 out of 80. So you had a 10% chance to get one of those, and you did, and it beats the odds, I guess. And then thank you for that request for Pink Floyd, Charlie's Beats. So, all right, so we'll do Devil's Elevator first, and then we will go from there. Okay, so let's go ahead and you know what? I'm going to use Ice Flame X's card as part of it. So let's see, 2, 3, 4. I feel like the RR likes Devil's Elevator. That's so I don't know too many people that use random request here. I think there's like 3 people, and so it's kind of just skewed because I don't feel like it's used enough just in general. So, um, but yeah, that is funny because I do see Devil a lot, and but sometimes it's people requesting it specifically. I don't know. I feel like we'd have to do some data analysis and statistics on that, but I currently don't feel like so. Okay, all right. So just to fill everybody in on what I did last night. So my wife brought a board game home from work, and I think they were thinking about circulating it, and she was like, "Hey, let's play it." So the board game is like a kid's board game. It's a board game based on Bluey. I kind of alluded this to earlier, but I proceeded to learn how to read. I learn how to read. I already know how to read. I learned how to play the game by reading the instructions, and the instructions are very poorly written. The components are very poor for what it's trying to do. And then I was like, and it's only based on one episode of Bluey, and I'm like, what in the world would possess somebody to theme this game this way? And I was like, so I had all of these complaints, and I'm like, you know what? I need to make a YouTube video about this. So I recorded, and so I just have to confess, I recorded over an hour of footage of me talking about this board game, the episode of Bluey, and while I was going through that process of like, man, am I really going to put just a video of me bashing this board game on the internet? And I'm like, what would the parents of people who like Bluey or adults that like Bluey do or want? And they would be, they want this game to be good. And so I came up with a brand new way to play the game, and that's what I have for the end of my video to bring everybody up. But I spent over an hour recording footage last night for this board game. And so that will go up on my YouTube channel hopefully later this week. But it is kind of weird that I spent this much time on, yeah. Anyway, maybe Isolame X says, oh, maybe it's more likely to choose popular ones. I don't know. That's a good question. Let's see. Malku says, bad board games come and go, but when bad game sits next to a masterpiece of a TV show, it looks even worse. Absolutely. And you know, okay, I will get back to the Bluey board game in a minute. Let's do this card trick for Ice Flame X, and then I want to talk about the Bluey board game a little bit more, but like, okay. All right. Okay. Here we go. All right. So first things first, we have sixes and nines, and they're red, so you don't mix them up with these spades over here. And it's called the Devil's Elevator, so at certain angles it might look like 666. And then we have our spades, which they are variously numbered so that you will not forget, hopefully, what order they're in. So I'm going to leave the 4 sixes and nines over here, and I'm going to go ahead and lay these spades all over here. So normally this would be the 5, but this is going to be Ice Flame X, the requester of the trick. We'll place Ice Flame X here. Then we've got the 4, place over here. We've got the 3, place over here. Then we have the 2, we'll place right here. Now we'll take the 2 and place it in the second position, which is going to represent the various levels of hell. So in this case, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. And now, how will the 2 get out? Well, as it turns out, hell is not just a place, it is a business, and as all good businesses, they have a maintenance elevator. So the 2 just has to find the maintenance elevator, get in, press the elevator button, and the elevator will come up to the highest level, which is the easiest level to escape hell from because it's the one that's closest to the surface. So let's go ahead and press the button. We'll give it a second. And I don't know if you can tell, but look, the 2 has found its way up to the uppermost level of hell, which is the easiest one to escape. Hey! Charlie's beats. Thanks for the bang. As it turns out, there's a gunfight outside of the elevator, so luckily our friend Chris M.U. got away. Alright, now the 3 is going to go here into the third level of hell for a second, third, fourth, fifth. And going to get into the elevator, press the elevator button. The elevator will operate to get itself up to the uppermost level. And, hey! Guys, the 3 actually was a comedian and came out and was telling a joke, and you know what? The joke was so bad that hell kicked him out, and so he was just able to walk away. Now, some people think that, you know, hell is rigged, and to that I would say, you know, maybe to some. But now we're going to place the 4 here in the fourth level of hell, first, second, third, fourth. And look, we're going to go ahead and have them, press the elevator button. The elevator is going to go up to the surface there. And Krampus Bates, thank you kindly for the follow, and I'm gonna wait for the emotes to clear. My hand is here. Okay, there we go. So, ding! So now this one, the elevator actually operated, and it was very peaceful, and the four stepped out and was able to get out safely without any events. There's no gunfights, no comedians telling really bad jokes or anything. So, there we go. I'm sure checking the gaff meter appreciated that. And of course, some people think that there are way more people in hell that are supposed. But look, Ice Flame X is going to be placed here at the very bottom in the 5th level of hell. But Ice Flame X has, I believe, seen this trick before, as alluded to by the comment saying, random request likes Devil's elevator. So, but Ice Flame X gonna get in the elevator, press the elevator button, and the elevator will operate to go up towards the highest level of hell. But as we found out that Ice Flame X doesn't need the elevator because he gets beamed out by a Federation starship and is able to get out all on his own without the aid of the elevator. And if we take a look, there's the devil shaking his fist, being like, "You meddling kids!" And that, my friends, is probably the most improvised version of the Devil's Elevator I've ever done. Thank you kindly for all those sound alerts, Charlie's Beats. That was fun. That was that was kind of ridiculous. So thank you kindly for the claps. E-Room. And Iceflame says, it's still a great trick. Thank you kindly, Iceflame X, and hopefully you enjoyed that. Thank you for that request. And thank you kindly for the the cackling Charlie's Beats. Yeah, that that was cool. You know what? I'm gonna make a note. I'm gonna see if I can add more sound alerts because that is all right. Add more sound alerts. That was fun. I think that we could do some shenanigans with that. No, I know we can do some shenanigans with it as exemplified. So thank you kindly for the claps, Ice Flame. All right. Okay, so where was I? Back to the bluey thing before we get to the next trick. So I looked on Board Game Geek, and this board game is the Bluey Shadowlands board game, which is based on one single episode of Bluey. And if you didn't know, the Bluey episodes are short. They're like between 6 and 8 minutes long, so it's very short. But I played the game, and it's like I understand why it sucks, why everybody hates it. When I say everybody, I mean most people who are willing to be honest about themselves and like board gaming didn't like it. And I'm like, okay, those are legit. There's some people who are like, ah, this game's great, and they were. I can understand if they're just putting it through the lens of like, oh, hey, my kid loves it. You know, it's just a game for the process of going through a game and not really like there's no agency in the game. So that's, you just play it out like Candyland, right? Um, and I'm not saying that those games can't be enjoyable, but it's like poorly implemented. So for anybody who's expecting, like as an adult, I would like it to be better. Especially, I looked at the like MSRP of the game, and I'm like, that's really expensive for what you physically get and how badly this game is designed. And I'm like, certainly we can do better. So what did I do? I literally watched the episode of Bluey like 4 times last night after all of this, and then I was like, wait a second. We could make the game more like the episode, and I proceeded to create brand new rules for the game. And I'm like, wow, this works thematically. And I didn't do any like playthroughs just to check the balance or anything, but I did that earlier today, and I'm like, wow, this could work. And you can adjust for difficulty. And I'm like, and you're not restricted to the number of people. And I'm just like, and you know what? I'm going to make this YouTube video and I'm going to put it up. And so I have so many YouTube videos on my channel of like card magic. I don't know if I would be happy or like a little upset that if this becomes like a big video on my channel, of a bluey board game. But anyway, well, I shouldn't complain. Like if it, if it works out and it ends up, I did put a lot more time into it than I would a regular video. So, all right, let's see. Next up is a request from Charlie's Beats. Thanks for the request, Charlie, for Pink Floyd. Let me find where this is. I think I haven't done this one in a little bit, right? Okay. So, let's see here. I'll start this trick off like I always do, as though I've never done this trick before. All right. To whom it may concern, these 4 jokers are haunted. At least they are not as bad as the Bluey Shadowlands board game. Okay, well, a word of warning, do not place these jokers back to back. Alright, that's oddly a specific threat, but okay, we'll take it. Charlie's Beat says, if I request it, you haven't done it in a while. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you kindly for keeping me on my toes. Alright, so first things first, let's take a look. We've got, alright, we've got some cards here. Oh, it looks like they're all jokers. Okay, so we've got 4 jokers. And that the note said don't place them back to back. So maybe I should, place them back to back. Right? Because like if something tells you not to do something, the first thing you want to do is just do it, right? All right, so here we go. Hey, look at that. It changed that card from blue to red. How about this one? Nope, not that one. Just this one. Okay. All right. Okay. So, all right. How about if we just try and do that again? So, back to back. How about you? Nope. Okay. So just this one. Okay. All right. Well, so we've got 2 blue-backed jokers left. I want to do a science experiment. What if I were to place them face to face, right? So does anything happen if I put them face to face? Face to face. No, nothing? Okay. All right, I guess let's go ahead and do the obvious. Let's place them back to back. So now they're back to back. Oh, but wait, this is the last one. Oh, so wait, now they're all red backed. Interesting. So wait, hold on. If I wait, so wait, what am I gonna do now with like 4 red backed jokers? You know what? What's the one thing you want to do now? I want to place some red jokers back to back to see what happens. And so, uh, here we go. Back to back. What's going to happen? Wait, are they all blue now? Oh yeah, they're all blue. And that, my friends, is, I will call that a successful performance of Pink Floyd. And actually, let me double check. I didn't look at my boss tricks before this. I'm wondering if that was one. Let me see here. Boss tricks. Nope. Okay, I have two other tricks that are boss tricks, but not that one. All right. Thank you kindly for the claps. Charlie's Beats, E-Room. Thank you kindly for the claps. Appreciate it. Thank you for that request, Charlie. Okay, let me... Okay, so there's that, and then there's this. Okay, cool. Put the note back. The mysteriously... Ice Flame says, that one looks hard to do. There's a bunch of stuff to remember, but I think each individual thing, Ice Flame, not terribly difficult. I think the hardest part is remembering like a sequence of things in that trick. So I would say it's okay. It's not terrible. The fact that I was able to story tell and go slower helps because then I'm like, oh, what's the next thing? So and if I don't remember the steps, like I'm at the point where I could like, okay, where do I need to be for the next part of the trick, and kind of reverse engineer it like on the fly. So there have been times where I've like messed up and I can recover in that way. I'm like, oh, I know where I need to be next after that. So therefore, right now I have to do this thing to make sure that I do this properly, kind of thing. Which I know that sounds complicated, but you know, if you do something enough, right? Like when you're playing a video game, like an action video game, right? And you have the muscle memory to be like, oh, hey, I've seen this. I played against this opponent a bunch of times. I can tell that they're gonna do this, so you're predicting like ahead of time. Oh, and you can do like the correct either block or like counter, right, in a fighting game or something. It's not too different from that, I'd say. Not that I've played any fighting games lately, which I used to love, like 3D fighters. I don't know if anybody used to play different 3D fighting games, but some of the big ones that people probably remember, like Tekken, Battle Arena Toshinden. One of my favorites was a game called Toe Ball Number One, and nobody else liked it, or at least it was nobody else knew about it. Oh yeah, Maliku got pretty good at Soul Calibur too. That's right. So if anybody didn't know, Soul Calibur, there's like a ton of them. Soul Calibur like 6 or something is out. I don't know. But that was based on a game called Soul. Was it called Soul Edge? I think was the original one, and then Soul Calibur was like the sequel. And then after that, they never changed the name. It was just Soul Calibur. But yeah, I really liked Soul Calibur as well. I believe so. Yes. Yeah. Um, so yeah, I love those games too. Uh, I think which one was it? Soul Calibur. I forgot if Soul Calibur 3 or 4 was the one that I owned and I liked. I think my favorite character from that was Kilik. He was like the guy that had like a bow staff and would jump around like a monkey or gorilla. So yeah, bow staff guy. That's right. Yep, bow staff guy. Yep, that's right. Ah, I miss 3D fighters, but I don't think I'd be good at them anymore. But oh yeah, so the one that I liked a lot, Tobal Number One. That was like my favorite for many years. It was not like fancy or glitzy, but it was a lot of buttons, a lot of options, and like a lot of available counters. But like there weren't any like special powers. There were no projectiles. It was literally seeing, you would see what your opponent pressed, and they could do like a high, mid, or low attack. There was a jump button, and then there was a grab button. But like the grappling system was super complicated because what you could do is if you recognize a grapple, every single grapple would have a specific moment where you could counter. And if you did the correct input, which was like a counter grapple basically, you would counter that grapple and then you would be holding on to the opponent. But then during your grapple, so if you had two people who were really good, you could basically just grapple each other like back and forth until one of you finally executed your throw successfully. And in Tobal number one, the ring was small. Like in other games, either the ring is big or like infinite. And so um, Tobal number one, grappling became very key because you basically needed to know how to do it near the edge of the ring. And if you couldn't like control or get out of a grapple, your opponent could just simply grab you and then just throw you out. And I was like, oh man, that's that's required skill right there. So I was super upset when they released Tobal number two only in Japan, and I couldn't get my hands on it. I think that would be as big a deal now because you can basically get everything everywhere, and like things tend to not be region locked anymore. But back then, that was like on the original PlayStation. So eRoom says, if you were at an orchard, could you grapple an apple? That eRoom, thank you for that, and the sound alert. The sound alert made it. Oh, whew. All right. Um, so we have a music friend, and um, she has a command called Rapple. I believe is I haven't been around for a while, but it's Nala Tanuki, or yeah, and so a Rapple, if you guys didn't know, is like an apple that is surrounded by a fruit roll up. And so for a long time I didn't really understand like where it came from originally, but like apparently where she's from, that's like kind of like the origin of the rapple, and she didn't know about it, so like her chat gave her some flack for it. But apparently it's like a really good thing, like it tastes good if you like apples and fruit roll-ups. So I have not had one, but I would not be opposed to having one. Like I like apple, I like fruit roll-up. I don't see any problem with that. Anyway, so Eram, your comment reminded me of that because they all rhyme. Grapple, apple, rapple, all of that. Let me just double check and make sure that that is the correct spelling of what a rapple is. Uh, Rapple. Oh, apparently it is. It is an actual product. Let me see. Uh, it is a product. Huh. Okay. Well, I don't know. All right, let's see. Okay, I'm thinking about wrapping up stream in about 25-ish minutes. So if anybody wants to request, the queue is empty. Now's a good time. Um, I have. I'm planning probably on having one cooking stream later this week. Um, so the last couple weeks, I know I haven't streamed as much during the week as much as it sounded like I said I was going to. I did stream more than I did before, but I was dealing with a lot of stuff related to the unemployment stuff. So if anybody's been unemployed before or have had like change of jobs or whatever, you know that there's like changing of medical stuff over, deciding whether you need to continue Cobra, deciding uh, what happens to like any retirement things like 401ks and things like that. And then also if there was like equity, so whether you had stock or stock options, dealing with all that. So basically, and also the last couple of weeks just dealing with like unemployment and like still continuing the job search kind of thing. So like all of those things. Um, Beth kind of sort of says, as long as I get Sunday Magic Night, it fine. So yeah, I was also thinking about doing some magic during the week too, but I just wanted to make sure that it would be at times where I wasn't going to be potentially interrupted or I had other more pressing things. So this upcoming week, starting today, going into tomorrow, I will have less pressing immediate needs to deal with my attention. So I'm hoping to stream a little bit more this week. I could also do a magic stream during the week, which I was thinking maybe is doing at least maybe one more if I can fit it. So we shall see. But anyway, if anybody wants to catch me doing any of those other streams as well, I've been trying to be more active in my own Discord. So there we go. But I am posting basically all my new YouTube videos and anytime I stream basically in there. Um, you got stuff to do, it seems. Yeah, so I did have stuff to do. Now I still have stuff to do, but it's different stuff. And now it's just like so right now my goals are uh see if I can make more YouTube videos and apply to jobs and stream more. Those are now the three goals. I'm done with my healthcare stuff. I'm done with my figuring out what to do with my money from 401ks. I'm done with figuring out what to do with stock options and stuff. So that's we're all I'm all clean at this point. That sounds like I'm I'm a drug addict. All right, so let's see. We have a request from eRoom. Thanks for the request, eRoom. Let me see here. Let me grab some cards. And then we should be able to do some tricks. GipsonLens says, healthcare is terrible right now. It took months to find a new doctor and make an appointment. Oh, wow. Bert, that sucks. I'm sorry. My sympathies. I know that that can be rough. Actually, what I've been hearing, mostly I hear things from like Canada, and like it doesn't matter how badly you think the American healthcare system is. Canada's got it pretty bad too. I know you say like universal healthcare over there, but like the availability of the number of experts and doctors is so little. Oh, Seal Bun, welcome in, Seal Bun. First time chat. How are you doing? Welcome in. Um, GibsonLens says there does appear to be a doctor shortage, and at least around here. Yeah, that would make sense. So, the one thing that I have going benefit around here is that there's a medical university in the greater metropolitan area in which I live, so there probably would not be a shortage of doctors here. Seal Bun says, I don't know how to do card tricks, but I'm about to. Are you learning magic? I don't teach on the stream, but I will perform. So right now, I'm gonna get ready to do this trick called Face Up Oil and Water. So let's go ahead and do that, Seal Bun. But here we are. So, all right. Okay. So what we have here are red spot cards, black face cards, and this is a version of oil and water where we will simulate the cards separating as though they were oil and water. But the one novel thing about this version is that we're going to do this with the cards face up. And so here I'm going to go ahead and grab one of the black face cards, place them amongst the red spot cards, and place a red spot card amongst the black face cards. Now, one thing you may not know is that when magicians sometimes do the snap, they'll say it is for effect. And actually, whether it is for effect or not, I actually am going to confess to you that I use that snap to kick the colored card into the opposite pile so that everything looks correct. Because if I show you this pile now, these are all red spot cards and these are all black face cards. I know that's super weird, but okay, so yeah, no I didn't. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and split these. So 2 black face cards, 2 red face cards each. I'm gonna take 2 red spot cards, place them on 2 black face cards, 2 black face cards onto 2 red spot cards, and once again we're going to do that snap. I contact the cards faster than 30 frames per second. They kick over to the correct pile, and now if I show you, we take a look. These are just red, and then over here these are just black, and you wouldn't mix up face cards with spot cards, right? So okay, this is the only part that's going to break the so I just have to turn the cards face down for this one part right here, even though I know it's face up, oil and water. But here, we're just going to go ahead and take the face card, place it amongst these red spot cards over here. And we're going to take this red spot card and place it amongst these black face cards over here. Once again, we will do our snap. And actually, if we go through and take a look, these are all red spot cards, and these are all black face cards, and there we go. And that is Phase Up Oil and Water. Thanks for that request, eRoom. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I get Seal Bun. Thank you for all the reactions. It says, if I'm impressed, I will follow. Well, thank you. So Seal Bun says, and this was throughout the trick. No, you didn't. WTF. Oh, Seal Bun has followed. Thank you, Seal Bun. I guess you were impressed. No, you didn't. WTF. Huh? 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 Sorry, hopefully I got the correct emotion behind your haws. And then eRoom says, nice one. Thanks, eRoom. And then Seal Bun says, what? And then thank you for the claps, eRoom. And Seal Bun with the mind blown. And here we go. This is the, I'll do the sound alert as well.
Yes.
There you go. So that one's for you, Seal Bun. And then thank you for the claps, Ice Flame X. Appreciate it. And then my mind is scrambled. How the heck? All right. So Seal Bun, would you like to see a trick? You know what? Let me do a trick. I don't want you to lose any sleep over it. Everything that you see here is sleight of hand or performance. But yeah, it's so. You know what? Let's do a trick called Trading Kings. All right. I like showing new people this one because it's pretty cerebral. But just so that you know that I haven't worked with anybody else on this Seal Bun, I need you to choose 2 suits. And they have to be different. So let's choose 1 red suit, 1 black suit. So if you're aware, so the black suits are spades and clubs. And if you could choose one of those, don't tell me what they are yet. And then the red ones are hearts and diamonds. So just think of them, commit to them, but don't tell me what they are yet. And let me go ahead and set up the trick, and then we will go ahead and do it. And then when I ask you what you've selected, that's when you can tell me, okay? So here we go, Trading Kings. First things first. I have 2 piles of cards. There's 4 cards each. They're all kings. It's in like Trading Kings. So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 blue backed cards. They're from different decks too. So here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 red backed cards as well. All right. So now at this point, Seal Bun, if you would like, go ahead and tell me the 2 suits you have selected, 1 red and 1 black. And it's okay to tell me. I will not cut away from this scene here at this point. So, clubs and hearts. Okay, great. So here we go. We're going to go with hearts, clubs. All right, excellent. So with 1 finger, I have turned up a king of each of those in each pile. So here we go. Hearts. Ready? 1 finger. Hearts. And then over here, 1 finger. F off Ain't no way. That's right. Okay, that's fine. Here we go. Clubs. Now, not only that, uh, we didn't set anything up, Seal Bun. Just telling everybody else in chat, but it seems like. Not only that, not only did I flip them face up, but I also swapped their piles. Because actually, I don't know if you're going to believe this, but look, this King of Hearts is not the blue-backed King of Hearts. It's actually the red-backed King of Hearts. Because if I show you, there it is. And this King of Clubs is actually not the red-backed King of Clubs. It's actually the blue-backed King of Clubs. I know, right? Okay, but wait, but wait. Not only that, I love this trick because it's not just a 1-2 punch. It's a 1-2 punch and uppercut. Those were the only cards you could have chosen because look, if I show you, there were no other kings. If I show you the rest of these cards have nothing else on them. And that, my friends, is Trading Kings. Thank you, Seal Bun, for participating, and hopefully you enjoyed. Don't lose any sleep over it. Once again, everything here. Let me just do my disclaimer really quick. The disclaimer is that everything is sleight of hand magic and /or just good presentation and performance. All right, so Seal Bun says, F off, no, ain't no way, ain't no way. What? I'm looking at my screen, mouth open, eyebrows raised. What? I added the what, by the way. That's all right, cool. Thank you kindly for the claps. E-Room and Iced Flame X. Seal Bun says, you're crazy. OMG, you're so good. Thank you. Thank you kindly. This guy might be a wizard. Thank you so much, Seal Bun. So I guess let me just tell you like a little bit of my credentials. I've only been doing magic since 2019, so like 6 years. But I started learning magic in 2019, and then I wanted to start performing for people in real life, and then the pandemic happened. I was like, I don't know what to do. So I ended up recording tons of tricks and showing them to the internet. So that's mostly where I learned to practice my tricks. I didn't practice my tricks for me. I practiced my tricks for my YouTube channel. So all my old magic tricks, I have over 300 magic tricks on my YouTube channel. So if you want to check that out. So I've been doing that basically for years. I started streaming on Twitch in 2022, and then just doing sleight of hand magic. And then in 2023, I went to TwitchCon in Vegas, and I proposed to put on an interactive workshop, and Twitch accepted it. So me and my mods were able to get a free ticket to TwitchCon that year. We had to pay for everything else. It's just the badge was free. But I presented at TwitchCon in Vegas for Sleight of Hand Magic. So I was like, oh, that's so cool. Anyway, so that was fun. Yeah, 6 years. So casually, yeah, 6 years is nothing. Woo, good for you, man. You deserve it. Thanks. That's so cool. Well, thanks, Seal Bun, for coming in and chatting. And so the way that I have structured the stream here, Candace, welcome in. How's it going? So people in my chat can help influence me doing my tricks. So I actually have a trick list. It's actually pinned in chat right now, but if you want to take a look, I'm using a StreamerSonglist, which is like what a lot of musicians would use so that their chat can request music. I use StreamerSonglist, but I only have tricks in there. I have 80 tricks in the trick list, so you can request one during stream, and then it goes into the queue here, which is this list, and then I basically just do the tricks in that order. So I have to be ready to do like any one of those tricks at any given time. Full disclosure, I have messed up tricks on stream before. I try not to, but sometimes I actually mess up a trick that I'm like, oh, it's going to become a boss trick, and so I find a way that basically chat gives me homework. By chat, it's Charlie's Beats has found probably the most boss tricks. But basically, it's a trick that I didn't do as well as I'd like to, or as well as I knew I could have. So that's how I practice. So I kind of have this weekly check-in for sure where I know I'm going to be streaming magic, and if I messed up a trick, I try and like polish up that trick if I can. But yeah, so it's not like I got this talent like I'm born with it. I'm working for it, and here's my process. Like so. But yeah, I enjoy card magic. I love sleight of hand magic, mostly card tricks. I do have like a coin trick on that I do every week. I did it for this week, um, but yeah, we can show you the coin trick though. You can see how hard you work though. Thank you kindly. I appreciate that. So yeah, I'll just show you the quick version of the coin matrix, which is basically the one coin trick I do. Um, or actually, should I do the cardless version? Yeah, let's do the cardless version, just so we can show seal button. All right. So I have 4 coins, and I can use cards to cover them, but we're gonna do this like sans cards, just like freehand. So we got the 4 coins there, hands empty, and what we're going to do is just teleport coins from corner to corner, like this, and then we'll do it again, and with the ultimate goal that we will be making them all. Thanks for the alert, Candace. We have 3 over here. We've got 1 over there. Last one, and. But yeah, this is what I do like just on Sunday. So I call it Sleight of Hand Sunday because I'm basically just practicing my sleight of hand. And I've been trying to do this finale for this. Oh my goodness, says Seal Bun. All right, 1, 2, 3. There we go. And that, my friends, is the cardless coin matrix again. So. And you know what? I did it twice tonight, so I'm going to add that so I keep statistics. Yeah, I like keeping statistics on my tricks too to see like, how practiced I am or how many times I've done it in a stream or whatever, so. Sealbun says, "Oh my goodness, I feel bamboozled." Thank you kindly, Sealbun. Yeah, so everything that I do here, I should be able to repeat in real life. A couple of the things like, for example, if I'm walking around in real life, most of the tricks I try to do are just like tricks that use a regular deck of cards because that's usually what I have on me. Obviously, some of them, for example, the one that you saw, Trading Kings, there are blank cards in that, and some of those cards are not, included in a regular deck of cards. So I could bring the stuff; it would just be a lot less practical. So I just try and focus on doing like stuff that use a regular deck of cards, but. It's a super fun icebreaker. I'm fine with just randomly approaching like strangers and just being like, "Hey, you want to see something?" Like, so it's good way to practice. Let's see. E-Room says, "Nice, thanks for the claps, E-Room." Seal Bun says, "It's crazy too because I don't really like big show magic because it's less impressive because I think it's pre-planned. But this is beautiful. Thank you, Seal Bun. Greatly appreciate it." Yeah. So what I do here is basically what would be categorized as close-up magic. So most of the things that you see me do here, I could basically walk up to somebody on the street and do it with them. Uh, and that's the part that I think blows people away because I like everything like I actually practice for stream also by doing it on real people in real life. So I was telling people in chat earlier that there was like this local concert that was playing like in my town center on Wednesday, and it's not like a huge thing. It's like a free thing. So my family, we would go, we'd sit, and like I did magic for like the people behind me, for some of my wife's friends, for just like some people who are like running the event or whatever, or running a table at the event, and so I just practiced magic on them, and it was just like okay, that it's it's a fun time. So. Um, but yeah, yeah, close-up magic or sleight of hand. So like I like sleight of hand. There are magic tricks that exist where you can go to a magic store, buy the trick, and just with like a little bit of performance practice, you can do it. You didn't have to really practice anything hard. Like most of the time, those tricks that you purchase basically will do it for you. But the stuff that I enjoy is like the hard sleight of hand stuff. Like I am doing stuff that should be invisible uh, by the end of the day, and it is, um, that's the fooling stuff. Like I can use a borrowed deck of cards to do a bunch of those tricks that you saw. Is this your wallet? Says Silvan. Yeah, I have not practiced any of the pickpocketing. That is another like form of magic for entertainment purposes only. But the people who have the real skills that can actually do it in real life could probably translate that to entertainment. um, so I feel like magic is the cheat to make friends. Who can say no to a guy and magic? Nobody. Yeah, so another reason why I had to show the internet my magic was that my wife does not like magic. So if there was anybody that could say no to magic, it happens to be the woman that I'm married to. So yeah, she and I got married long before I got into magic. Uh, and then I got into magic, and then I was like, "Hey, honey, you want to see something?" And then after like a couple of tricks, she was like, "No," and I'm like, "Oh, who the hell do I show magic to?" So I showed the internet, and thus my YouTube channel. I mean, I had my YouTube channel. I just did different content before that, but now I have the. Here's the thing: if she was fine with watching the tricks, I don't know if I would have been inspired to create so many videos for my YouTube channel. So GipsonLens says, so Nam's wife can say no. I just realized out of context that you know what, Bert, you are going to get one of these. Well done, sir. Well done. All right. Sealbud says, "Oh, why not?" I was gonna ask if you met your wife through Matt. Oh, no, no, no. She and I met a long time ago through mutual friends. Like she's like a friend of friend, partied together, and it's like, oh hey, started dating, and there's a longer story there, but I won't tell that on stream right now. Well, actually, I was thinking about ending stream like soon, so um, but yeah, and then so she and I were married for like five, 5 or 6 years before I got into magic. So yeah, so clearly she didn't know it was coming. She was like, "Oh, you're getting into magic? That's a cool hobby." And it's like, "What?" Like, I had no idea. She had no idea that magic would have eventually become a thing. But to be fair, I didn't either. Nobody thinks that um, they can do magic. And now that I've gotten into magic and I do magic, I am of the belief that anybody could do magic, but just everybody is too lazy or doesn't want to do the work to do magic. It's almost the same as like, and I don't want to lump like all musicians as the same as magicians. It's just a little bit different. But like, if you're willing to practice playing a musical instrument, there's really no reason why you just couldn't do magic. You're just practicing different things, but it's all kind of in a similar vein of performance art, right? Like, so Sealbun says, yes, trap her before you make magic. Now she has to love magic. I mean, she likes and respects the fact that I can do magic at any time, and sometimes I pull out the deck of cards when we're out somewhere, and I can feel that she's rolling her eyes. But after she realizes how much engagement, like the people that we're doing the magic with, she's like, yeah, this is fine. This is great. There's so many people who go up to her. It's like, did you know that you were marrying a magician? And it's like, no. And then we have to go through that whole story every time. So, but yeah. And now, yeah, same for any hobby, really. Yeah, if you take a lot of time to go into a hobby, like I I love board games. Playing board games is awesome. Like strategizing for like complex board games and things like that. It's all very similar. All right, let's go ahead and announce the last call. So if anybody wants to see any more magic right now, the queue is empty. If anybody wants to request any more, feel free. If you want to request some more, but you don't know what to request, you can do !random, and we'll put a random one in there. And then otherwise, we'll do the outro, and I will still do the finale trick. I always like to do a finale trick. And also, if I don't like to mess up on a finale trick, so if I mess up the finale trick, I'm doing another trick, because we're not ending on a trick that I mess up on. So, um, Let's see. What am I feeling like tonight? We'll probably do... Oh, you know what? Actually, let's go ahead and do... Where is this? Hang on. Actually, okay, I think there's two I want to do for sure. Let's go ahead and do this. All right, Seal Bun has added one. Excellent. Oh, Traveling Man is actually very similar to Trading Kings, but not the same. So, all right, let's do that one. Uh, let's do this one, and then I want to perhaps do this one for finale. So let's do 3 more. I've been rate limited by my own bot. Again, there we go. Okay, so let's try that. And then, let's see here. Oh no, let's use the jumbo index. Alright, hang tight. Let me just find, I have to find a few cards from 2 different decks here for Traveling Man. Oh, if everybody's been sitting around for a while and you have not hydrated, please feel free to hydrate. Okay, let me see here. So this trick is called Traveling Man, and we will have a Jack Travel. Alright. And then, okay, there we go. Alright. Oh, and then let's also, while I do this, let's just do this. Okay, cool. There we go. And unpin. Okay, there we go. Alright, okay. So let's get to this trick. Oh, hold on, let's move that so that's not on camera. Okay. I have 2 packets of cards. They are from 2 different decks, and they are all jacks. Let me show you. The one thing that I want you to note from these 2 piles is that they are in the same order. So here there's club, then diamond, and then spade, and then heart. So if we could have anybody in chat who wants to make a decision, choose a suit, and that is the suit that we will have travel mysteriously through the ethereal pipes, not internet pipes, because, you know, those are real. Hearts, says Sealbun. All right, so here's what we are going to do. So here, we're going to have the heart be the 3rd from the top. Okay, like this. And so we're going to square these up. And we will have the heart be the one that jumps across the river. All right, so here we've got our blue packet. Here we've got our red packet. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. And now if I show you here in this blue pile, we do have a red card, which was the 3rd one. And if I show you, it's the heart, right? And now over here, if I show you, if you didn't see that was the 3rd one, that's also the heart. Now, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to restore the packets, right? So let's go ahead and move them back. Okay, so now here, let's go ahead and show you that all the cards in this packet are blue now. 1, 2, 3, 4. All the cards in this packet are red. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, once again, we're going to make it jump again. Ready, set. And I don't know if you saw, but if we take a look, there is now a red card over here amongst the blue cards. And if I show you, this is the red Jack of Hearts. Then over here, there's a blue card amongst the red cards, and that is the Jack of Hearts. And that, my friends, is a traveling man. Thank you kindly for the applause, Seal Bun. Seal Bun says, "Let's go! Woo! Yes, yes, hearts. How you do that? How did bro get over there? Oh my goodness! Eh, eh, eh." Thank you kindly for the applause, Seal Bun. Thank you kindly for the claps, E-Room, and nice, nice, nice. Excellent. All right. So that was that. That was Traveling Man. Okay. Next up, Yippee Magic, says Seal Bud. Oh, Quest Boogie. There we go. All right. Let's see. Next up, I want to perform Red Herring. Now, I've been liking this trick a lot lately, and I have been wanting to do it more just to keep it fresh, so I hope I do this fine. Okay. I have to remember how to set this trick up really quick. I think it is... Okay, here we go. All right, yeah. You will do great. I can sense it. Thanks, Seal Bun. Appreciate it. All right. Okay, so this one is called Red Herring. And so I've got 4 cards here, and this is one of those like Monty card tricks. So you're going to try and find the money card. Most of the times, all the cards have something on it. This one should be pretty easy to find the money card because if I show you, all the cards are blank except for the money card. So look, we've got a blank. The Ace of Clubs is the money card, and then a blank and a blank. Okay, so if you're to follow the money card here, right, it would be the second one from the top, right? So here's the thing. If I was to reverse count the cards, right, if it was the second one from the top, it should be the second one from the bottom now, right? But actually, that's not the case because you think it's going to be here. That's actually blank. That's not actually where it is. You know where you wouldn't think it is? On the bottom. Wait, that's not on the bottom either. Hold on. Where is it? It was actually in the third position. Was that where it was? That's where it was, right? Okay. All right, so now from the third position, if we go ahead and reverse count the cards, it should be in the second position, right? But now if I show you, it's not in the second position. Oh, okay, I was one step ahead because it's actually on the bottom now. That's not where you would think it is. Okay, so now, even though it's on the bottom, if I reverse count the cards now, where do you think it should be? It should be on the top, right? But no, it's actually second from the top. I know, that's super weird. But anyway, so I know that this is going to be a little confusing. So let me just take one of the blank cards away, right? And so we've got 3 cards left, and I just want you to follow where you think the money card is, in this case, the Ace of Clubs. If you say that it's on the top, though, I'll just show you that, no, that one's blank. And maybe you'll think that it's on the bottom, and I'll show you, nope, that one's blank too. And maybe it has to be the one in the middle. And it's no, that one's blank. Okay. But let me just tell you that everybody suspects that this is the card. This is actually not the money card. This is the red herring. Because I want you to think that the money card, in this case the ace of clubs, is over here. So actually where the ace of clubs actually is over here on the bottom. So Seal Bun says, bro magic so hard he bamboozled himself. Yeah, you know what? Now here's the thing. Some people think that this is all messed up, but you know what? This, as I said, this is the red herring, and if you didn't know what a red herring looks like, it basically looks like this. There we go, my friend. And that is red herring. And if you're curious, I drew that myself. Yes. Budding artist, not really, but let's see. Seal Bun says, you will do great. I can sense it. It's okay. Don't stress. Bro magic so hard that he can bamboozle himself. All right, that is a fun quote. Thanks. Wait, what? Wait, hey, that's so crazy. Good drawing also, but also, wah wah wee wah. All right. That was red herring. All right. Okay, so that was the presumably second last trick of the night. Um, assuming I do the finale well, that will be the last trick. If I don't, then we'll have another one. But fantastic, beautiful, amazing, spectacular. Thank you, Seal Bun. Appreciate it. Seal Bun, are you a streamer? Normally we just shout out everybody who's a streamer here. I am, yes? Oh, okay. All right. Guys, you're not following our new friend Seal Bun. Give Seal Bun a follow. I don't know what you... Hold on, let me click on this. Let's see here. Check out this Valorant stream from 2 days ago. Oh, okay, excellent. Let me give you a follow just so that I am following. I don't really play Valorant, but I will support anybody who streams. So there we go. OMG, thanks. Well, thanks, Sealbun. Appreciate that. Actually helps me so much. Oh, Sealbun, are you trying to become affiliated? Because I think what's the you need 50 followers, right? So guys, if you want to help support our new friend Sealbun potentially become an affiliate one day, we can be on the ground floor. We can get Sealbun to 50. So, all right. Oh, okay. I am. Oh, all right. Awesome. Well, there you go. Uh, not anymore. Affiliate requirements have been lowered. Oh, really? I did not know that. I mean, I guess it hasn't been required because I've been affiliated for a bit now. But awesome. Well, that's cool. I guess you probably just need. Yeah, it's only 25. Oh, okay. It is 25. All right. Very well then. So now you probably just need like streams and watch time or something like that, and average viewers or something. So yeah, yeah. So that's killing me. Yes. Just make sure that you just make a few friends that can just hang. Like they don't even have to be there. You can just have some friends. Just make sure. Hey guys, I'm going live, and then just have them open up your stream. So just make some friends on Twitch. And honestly, like that's. I just made a few friends on Twitch, just hanging out in communities for a bit, and it's like, hey, I'm streaming for the first time, or whatnot. So there you go. But good luck with that, and if you have any questions, you can hop in my Discord. I don't have that many people in my Discord. It's kind of quiet, but I usually make announcements. But if you have any questions, like I was affiliate like a couple years ago, but like I still vaguely remember most of the process. So yeah, that's what some others said to me. Thanks again for my shout out. I will join. Okay, yeah, cool, awesome. Yeah, if you have any questions, because basically most of the people I think in my Discord are like other streamers. So like GipsonLens is a pianist that streams, and he and I mod for each other. So like, you know. Okay. All right. So let's do the outro, and then I will do the finale trick, and then we'll find somebody to raid. So that's the plan. All right. So I want to thank everybody for coming out today, and hopefully everybody had fun. Thank you for joining me tonight on this Sleight of Hand Sunday. And I know we didn't address the question at all, but happy Scotch Day for anybody who enjoys Scotch. I enjoy Scotch. I can't have as much alcohol anymore because, for those of you who've been around for my medical condition. So, Seal Bun says, I had so much fun. Thank you, Seal Bun. Thank you to everybody who interacted with the stream, whether you requested a trick, chatted in chat, did a sound alert. Oh, we didn't have anybody click on the heat map today. All right, so maybe next time. If you chose a suit and any of those things, thank you so much. If it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't be as much fun for me. Thank you to all the lurkers out there, because magic is one of those rare art forms where if I'm practicing magic at home, there's no magic happening. The magic has to happen in your mind. And also, if anybody believed that this was real magic, none of this is real magic. It's not magic. It's not black magic. It's not sorcery. It's not deals with the devil. It is all sleight of hand. And if you don't believe me, that's fine. That's the best cover story I can offer you. So there we go. And then also, oh, actually, this is probably going to be a good time. If anybody wants to see more magic on Twitch, there are a few Twitch magic streamers. If you go to this link tree, there's going to be 4 of us listed. You can follow all of us if you're interested in seeing more magic. The person who probably does the most magic on Twitch is InfoXZar. His name's Jack, and he has 3 magic streams a week, so definitely give him a follow. Chan the Magic Man does Magic Mondays, so if you catch him, if you follow him, you can catch him tomorrow. Chan the Magic Man is also a mod here as well, so if you're not following our friend and mod Chan the Magic Man, please give him a follow. And he does Magic Mondays. If you catch him other times, he's probably streaming retro games or Grand Theft Auto. So, Mr. Magic Man says Seal Bun. Also, let's share some mod love with our mods Chan the Magic Man and also GipsonLens. Guys, are not following our friend and mod GipsonLens, acclaimed pianist and famous composer. Definitely give GipsonLens a follow. Composed a bunch of his own originals, released his first album like a few months ago. And if you want to, you can listen to the album for free at that ungilded link tree there. So available on all music streaming platforms. And also, we've been doing, GipsonLens has been doing movie reviews. So I like guessing whether GipsonLens likes a movie or not. I'm kind of crap at predicting his preference, but sometimes I can't win all the games. That's fine. Beth kind of sort of says, I feel like this is something a sorcerer would want you to think. I mean, yeah. Like, okay, first of all, if you take it from the standpoint that let's pretend I'm like a true sorcerer with real magic, right? I don't want anybody to believe that that would be real for a second, because like an alien, right? Like the U.S. government would be all over me. They'd be like dissecting me and stuff and trying to test my abilities. I was like, I don't want that, right? Right. This is all sleight of hand. This is performance. Whether this is real magic or not. And also, I would pose to you, if I had real magic, why would I only do card magic, right? Like, or is that the cover story? That's the thing. Movie reviews, woo, yeah. So, Gibson lenses. It's okay. Everyone is. Bert. The one thing is that even if you negatively, uh, if you don't like a movie that I like, I'm not really upset about it, right? Like oftentimes, especially like I understand. Like I've encountered a lot of people when I worked at Blockbuster where they didn't like a movie. And we would have a discussion about why I liked it and why they didn't like it. And oftentimes, like people have legitimate reasons. And it's like I don't think you would dislike a movie for completely unfounded reasons, right? Um, that being said, as I said, there was one of my favorite movies I will not recommend to you because I don't want you to watch it. And full disclosure, it's because there's a long run time. So, but anyway, let's see. Seal Bun says, "Let's pretend." Okay, I see you, Mr. Wizard. All right, Mr. Wizard, where do I get to see science experiments? Anyway, so um, all right. If anybody wants to see more of me and I'm not around, please check out my YouTube channel and subscribe to me there. I have over 300 magic performances on my YouTube channel, and I'm trying to do more monetized stuff over there. So even if you just like open up a long playlist and just let it play. That totally helps because YouTube watch time. So, which says Seal Bun. All right. So yeah, and then also all my VODs also go over to YouTube, not on that YouTube channel, but you can check out all my VODs here. Pretty much for the most. I will sit and watch all magic. Thank you, Sealbun. Yeah, most of the stuff that I do, I have a couple playlists for. So if you want just that curated stuff, you can find the playlist, play the thing that you want. You don't have to search through all my videos because I do have like a mismatch of some videos. Beth kind of sort of says that is also what I thought. Science, Mr. Wizard. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah, because Mr. Wizard was the person who taught some people science, right? I grew up in the era of Bill Nye the Science Guy, but I knew of Mr. Wizard, right? So okay, all right. Well, that was a longer outro than usual, but I think we covered everything. So let's go ahead and get to the finale trick, and then we will go from there. So this is one of my favorite tricks to close out the stream with, and I did one of the other ones that I also liked earlier in the stream because somebody requested it. So this one will hopefully be fine. All right, here we go. I have a packet of cards here. I've got a 6 of diamonds. I have a queen of clubs. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 other cards. They seem normal from this side, but when I turn them over, you're going to see that they're not normal because you're going to see backs. So there's 1, 2, 3. Actually, all of them are backs except for this one, which is blank. So these are kind of like how the cards are out of the factory before they print a face on it, but when they still have the back and they know what that's going to look like. But anyway, so we have these 3 cards. Now these 3 cards have a very strange property. When I reflect them, so like if I grab this packet and I hold it over the 6 of diamonds over here, right? That will actually change all of these cards to be 6 of diamonds. I don't know if you can tell, but now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 of diamonds. I know, it's super weird, right? But here's the strangest part. If I now pull the queen of clubs over and I hover this packet over the queen of clubs, that will actually change all the cards in this packet to be queens of clubs because now there's 1, 2, 3, 4 queens of clubs. And actually, up until this moment, you can still see that they are the queens of clubs right now. But if I take this card that is blank, it's not until you see the blank touch face up. Because now, if you take a look, all the cards are blank. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards are blank. And at this point, some people are like, wait, let me see the backs of those. And I'm like, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4 backs. And that, my friends, I will call a successful finale for tonight. Don't lose any sleep over it. It is sleight of hand and good performance, hopefully. Hopefully it's good. Thank you kindly for the applause. Seal Bun, thank you kindly for the nice one, E-Room. And then, woo! Seal Bun says, now hold up. What? Wow. And we got the penguin sus eyes. And thank you kindly for the clappies, E-Room. Appreciate it. All right, cool. So there we go. All right. Okay. I think we can call that a stream. I did go a little bit longer than I wanted to. Sorry, but I guess it's okay because I don't have work tomorrow. The joke is I don't have work tomorrow, but I'm currently unemployed. Long story short. So anyway, all right, let's find somebody to raid. And Beth kind of sort of has got the pog bones. Thanks for the pog bones. Let's see here. Where is my Twitch window? Here we go. Okay. Seal Bun says, "Well, that was amazing. Thank you. You really made my day, and have a great rest. You deserve it. Thank you." Seal Bun, thanks for stopping in. Thanks for hanging out and chatting. And first of all, I do like when new people show up in chat because some of the tricks that I've shown, like some of the regulars have seen some of these tricks like 30 times. Like I've been doing this for like over 2 years. Which, by the way, I think I might have hit like a stream anniversary or something. I probably should have called it out, but maybe I'll just do it later in the week or something. But anyway, um, yeah. So like I love having new people. I love seeing the reactions that people if they're seeing it for the first time and stuff like that. So thanks for stopping in, Seal Bun. Greatly appreciate it. And now that I know you're a streamer and you're actually trying to, we can shout you out every time. So come on in. And every time you're in, we can give you a shout out. So, all right, let's see here. Yeah, getting started streaming is like one of the hardest things, right? Like people who don't stream, like they don't know how much work it goes into like streaming. And then those who do stream, it's like some people stream so casually and it's like they make it seem so easy, but I know deep down inside that at some point they had to do a lot of hard work to either set up the stream or to will themselves to stream and they didn't want to. And it's just like, so um okay. Let me hold on, I gotta pull up my spreadsheet and see who we've rated in and who we haven't rated in a bit. We've got a bunch of people to choose from, I think, for rating tonight. So when was the last time we rated this person? Let's see, that was what, June? Okay. Let's see, who else? When did we raid that person last? Uh, also June. See, the people I want to raid, they're like about frequent ratings. Uh, all right. Yeah, okay, so let's see. I'm in the mood to raid our friend, the keyboard grinder. So let's go over there. Oh, actually, he's got a hype train going now too. So let's go over there. Let's see. Sealbun says, "Oh, you're so good at magic, though. Like my goodness, I was staring into the screen trying to figure it, but I couldn't. I mean, thank you, Sealbun. That I appreciate that because I do put in time and practice, and I try and come up with new tricks now too. So I did show one earlier on stream. That will be going on my YouTube channel probably tomorrow. But anyway, yeah, if you could figure out easily, this wouldn't be as entertaining. But the thing is, if you try, like my entire first year of magic, of learning magic and doing it, was just free resources like YouTube videos and things. It's not until I got into my second year where I realized, oh, there's a lot of magic that is not publicly available, and so that's when you delve into the good stuff. So, but someone says you're just too good. Even if you knew what was going on, if you were like, wow, I appreciate how clean that looked. Like that's oftentimes what a lot of us magicians will say to each other. It's like, yo, I knew what you were doing, but that looks so good. Like that's really good. Beth kind of sort of says, I got nobody either. It's been a quiet stream weekend. Oh, okay. All right, so here we go. All right, guys, if you would like to follow us on the raid, you can copy a raid call. Here's a regular raid call. Here's a sub raid call. And we're going to be raiding to our friend the keyboard grinder. The keyboard grinder is a pianist or keyboardist, and he will also stream live gigs, but I oftentimes just like to rate him because between having a similar schedule, I can rate into him, but then I have a song that I like requesting from him. So, but anyway, so here we go. I'm gonna start the raid, going to the keyboard grinder, and get ready to go over there. Oh, let me copy my own raid call. Mark Rides, welcome in. How's it going? Thank you so much. Mark Rides, I have an idea for that trick that you said I was going to work on. I was waiting for you to be in chat, but we're gonna hold on that until next time I see you. So, but I've got one ready. So, all right. But anyway, thanks, Mark Rides. Have a good night. Take care. And everybody, thank you so much for coming out, hanging out with me. Hopefully, everybody had fun. Remember to take care of yourselves. Remember to hydrate. Seal Bun, thank you for the transporter. Remember to stretch and remember to get good sleep because it is very hard to get good sleep nowadays. We are using the transporter to visit Keyboard Grinder. Oh, okay, that makes perfect sense. And GipsonLens, thank you for being there and hanging out and for the emotes. And we'll see everybody later. So everybody take care and we'll see you. All right, I'm gonna raid now. Okay, bye.